remember back in the day when I first started as a freelance writer in 2014, I was interested in all the different types of content types that make a lot of money. You know, is a blog post makes a lot of money, or does a YouTube description make a lot of money? Which one makes more money and all this stuff? And I don't know. I had no idea. And over the years, I had to learn from my mistakes. And then now, after a decade of doing freelance writing online, I actually know 18 content types for writers that pay up to or more than $1,000. All right, so I'm going to go through all of those. It's going to be a long video. Please like this video. Please recommend it to your friends so that they know about these content writing types, because I want you to start making money in 2024. Before we get into the content types, the reason why they are worth a lot of money is because they fit into a bucket of top of the funnel content, middle of the funnel content, and bottom of the funnel content. You will know that deliverables that you can charge thousands for are geared for the bottom of the funnel content. If you're unsure about this, let me tell you a little bit about these types of content. So top of the funnel content is actually primarily the type of content that I produce, and I'm very happy with it. I sometimes do bottom of the funnel and sometimes middle of the funnel content, but most of the projects that clients give me are top of the funnel, which is awareness content. You're trying to drum up engagement and awareness of the product when you write this type of content for your clients. So it might be an actionable tip, it might be a listicle, it might be some form of content like that, but it's also infographics, can be awareness content, a video explainer. You know, if you just started a new project management tool, you're going to look at maybe their page of video explainers of how to use that. That's awareness, getting to know about that tool or service. Webinars can also act, or YouTube videos can also act as that awareness, because you are introducing visually the topic to explain the tool or the service. One type of tofu or top of the funnel content for one of my clients is this one: how to write original research content using AI. WordTune is an AI tool. It's similar like Grammarly. You feed it one sentence and it can help you rewrite that sentence. Okay, of course, their tool has broadened up to summarizing things and for bigger paragraphs and things like that, and to help you actually write the content. But when I wrote this post, they just had that one feature where you feed it one sentence and it can help you rewrite it. I was given this content piece about writing original research content and how AI can help me with forming that original research. So this is top of the funnel content for this business. Middle of the funnel content, or MOFO type of content, is evaluating type of content. It's comparison. It's figuring out if this tool in the user's point of view, is this tool the best tool out there? I need to compare this tool to all the tools out there. Okay, I have written middle of the funnel content, but this is very popular, especially for new tools that no one knows about these tools. They need to pit their tool against another well-known tool so that people who know the big tool can now learn about this little tool, if that makes sense. So you're going to see case studies to help with people learning how successful that tool or service is. It's more demonstrating how to use that tool can help with middle of the funnel content and helping people evaluate if this is a good tool for them or service. I am sticking to the SaaS industry, just so you know, because that's the best way to explain these things. But it does apply to other B2B businesses like project management stuff, health things, retail, things like that. Email is where you might see a lot of middle of the funnel content. So your welcome series, your nurture campaigns, your newsletters, all that. But that can also feed into your blog posts. A lot of companies are using blogs for their middle of the funnel content. For example, my newest client, Beehive, has a lot of middle of the funnel content. Here's one right here: decoding the digital marketing dilemma, HubSpot, MailChimp, or Beehive. So they are targeting people that don't know whether to use HubSpot, whether to use MailChimp, or whether to use their product, Beehive. So here's a perfect example of middle of the funnel content that could help a user figure out what they need to use. And then the last stage of content or process is BOFU content, or bottom of the funnel content. Now, this is more specialized content, and you can get paid lots of money because you intuitively know the product inside and out, and you can write about it. So it's for the buyers that are interested and ready to buy the product, but they still need a bit of more information about it. Typically through email, this is in the form of like a free trial, discounts, deals and things like that, like Black Friday deals that could serve as bottom of the funnel content. But for a blogger or blog writer, you would see more like a product demonstration of how to use the product in the blog post. So these would act like tutorial-based content. I did write a Teachable review content. I didn't write it for Teachable. I wrote it for another client of mine, but that would act as a BOFU content if it was for Teachable, for example. Some people also think direct comparisons can act as bottom of the funnel content because people who are comparing the tools typically are interested in buying it and they just need some help. For example, before I signed up with Teachable, I was looking at Kajabi and Thinkific and things like that, and I wanted to know what the difference was. So you can see Zapier has a nice helpful post, but Teachable also has that post on Teachable versus Kajabi. Kajabi has that post on Kajabi versus Teachable. So, I would probably go to these platforms, both of these posts, to see how it's slanted, how they determine what Kajabi is better than Teachable and vice versa. I can also do a versus of Thinkific too, because people and businesses do write about that. I can just go to LinkedIn and see what people are saying about that. I can do a lot of things and go to these blog posts. Here's Thinkific, Kajabi versus Teachable, which platform is right for you? And then maybe they'll talk about Thinkific there. So I'm going to do my due diligence before I make that purchase, but I am sort of in that mode of buying. So that is all to say that those are the types of contents that you should be thinking of when you pitch your writing to B2B clients. It does work for B2C, but this is more geared for B2B or business to business. They are marketing to business owners, but you can see that, this Kajabi thing could be for a course creator, not necessarily a business owner. So it's sort of in between there. All right. So let's look at some content types that you can make at least $1,000 with. One of them is listicles, and listicles can make you a lot of money because you can write big listicles if you wanted to, or you can beef out a small listicle post. I have done both. My recent one is this one on WAP, on the most profitable digital products to sell. When I was given this content brief, the editor told me, make sure to include these 5. And if you want to include more, you can, which I think I did as a bonus section, but I focused on these. A lot of blog posts that have this title are going to have tons of lists on it. Here's 13, 23, 14, 101. Do you see 15? So there's a lot of high list posts here. So what this company wanted to do was to dive deep into these specific areas because it did relate to their product or their service that they offer. All right. They want people to host their ebooks and courses and communities and software apps and subscriptions on their service platform. So what I did was after all the stuff here, I went and did the first one, ebooks, had a stat. What is it? Had an example, and then how to create. I had the difficulty level, the time commitment, the pros, the cons, and then the steps, the discovery phase, the research phase, example, more examples, the planning, the writing, more examples here, the editing, beta reader test, more examples here, the design, the formatting, all of that. And then I moved on to the online course and did the exact same thing. Stats, what is it? How to create it? Level, commitment, pros, cons, and then into how to do it. So I had a system like that. And if we go after 5 here, and then I had other top sellers. So I wanted to include more, but I didn't want to go in depth because this would have been like a 10,000 word blog post. And I don't think the client wanted me to write 10,000 words. So I did templates here, webinars and planners, printable worksheets and guides, and then a section of how to sell, which led into their service or product. So that listicle paid me over $2,000. So they are profitable if you find the client that values content, right? That understands the value that you're giving them. Okay. So that's what you want to do with your listicles. You can have a high list post. It's going to be long form. I'd say probably 3,000 to 5,000 words, but you're going to have to decide what information, key points to put in each of those list items, right? If it's health eating tips, you need to find a way to make it very valuable for each tip. If it's the money it takes to achieve that health tip, the equipment that you need, any recipes, if it's more food related or product related, what products do you need, the time commitment to achieve that one tip. Those things can help boost the value that you're providing to the client so that you can charge over $1,000 for your content, so that you can charge over $1,000 for that listicle. The next one is a how-to or step-by-step. You need to become very familiar with how to write these types of blog posts, and I do go into it heavily in Freelance blogging in a weekend. I teach you how to write and break down topics so you can write how-to content and ultimate guides. These are ultimate guides. The most recent ultimate guide that I gave a client was over almost 5,000 words. I went deep into that. They gave me the outline, and the outline was very detailed, and I had to go into each of those topics as if it was its own blog post practically. So clients want that value. They don't want content gaps with a how-to or an ultimate guide or a definitive guide type of content piece. And it is by the topic that they give you, the influencer marketing strategy that weightlifters need. That's a big how-to of how to create an influencer marketing strategy, right? I'm gonna have to go through every step and detail it. And it's gonna be long form. Okay. So those that I've created, definitely 1,000 to 2,000 range. The other type of content that I have here is an in-depth piece. It doesn't have to be a how-to. It can just be an in-depth piece on one topic. With Teachable, my review piece was an in-depth piece on Teachable. I didn't really teach how to use it. I just focused on the features of what Teachable has to offer mostly. The next thing is an SEO type of content. All my clients now are asking me to do SEO content. It's now a given. There are going to be some clients that just want a short piece of content under 1,000 words with one big keyword that they want to target. That's a different type of client than the clients that I have, which they want in-depth blog posts about a overriding topic that's a keyword, right? Influencer marketing strategy could be their keyword. And so they're going to build it out. You're going to have two camps in that way with SEO writing. But if you need help with SEO writing, I do have my Fast Track to SEO Writing Masterclass. It's a 1-hour class with a workbook. Go check it out so you can start advertising for SEO articles. But you can get paid thousands of dollars as long as you show the value of the SEO potential that you're giving them. You're giving them ranking potential so that they can grow their income. So it is a valuable skill to have and a service to provide. I did mention these ultimate guides, and the other one is product review. So the next two are ultimate guides. You can specify just ultimate guides in your writing services that you excel in these ultimate guides. These are long form. They could be SEO'd, they could be listicles, whatever it is, but it's an ultimate guide that you dive deep into these. So in the tech world, it could be an ultimate guide on project management apps, on content management services, on all these different topics that you can dive deep into one of those, all about SEMrush. And it's an ultimate guide in using SEMrush. One about Thinkific, and it's an ultimate guide on Thinkific, and one on Canva, and it's an ultimate guide on Canva, right? If you excel on that, then you can say that you write ultimate guides and get paid a lot of money for that. Each guide will be over $1,000. Same thing with product reviews. If you want to be an e-commerce writer, the next content type that you can produce is a product review. I'm not a fan of product reviews. I did the Teachable review because I have been using Teachable. I will do a ConvertKit review because I use ConvertKit. But if a client asks me to write about a tool like Asana, for example, I'm not that familiar with Asana. It's going to take me a long time to write about Asana. I would rather write a listicle on the different project management tools so that I don't have to go too in depth on Asana and just write a little bit about Asana, a little bit about ClickUp, a little bit about Trello, a little bit about Notion. That I can do, right? That's easier for me to do than a whole product review. But if you want to be an e-commerce writer and you want to make lots of money, then you can excel in these product reviews. A lot of writers may not like it. So you can be the writer that promotes it and I will do your product reviews, right? The next type of content is thought leadership. more and more businesses are wanting this, but you can see thought leadership just on my blog. Content is using your expertise, your knowledge in an industry and sharing it with an audience. All right. So for example, the job interview process is getting out of hand. This is a thought leadership content piece where I share my personal opinion on what's going on and give you the lowdown of it all. And I share from experience what you should be doing as a new writer in this world in 2024. Okay, so here's what you should be doing based on my experience, these things. That is thought leadership. I was just given a content brief that leans into thought leadership. So for example, she wants me to, it says here, what did you do to make your newsletter professional? Okay, she wants my opinion on what I did. Again, if you have personal experience, outline about this. If you have personal experience, if you sell courses in personal experience, detail it. She wants personal narrative, thought leadership content. All right. This post is going to end up being over $1,000 because I'm going to share all of this content and it's valuable content. All right. The next batch of content types are going to be deliverables that you can market or you can add as additional services to your writing business. One of them is ebook writing. Ebook writing can be highly profitable, especially if you do ghostwriting as an ebook writer. You can get paid like $20,000 to write an ebook. It's going to take you weeks, of course. And, in the long run, it may not be a lot per month, but it's still a lucrative type of service that you can provide. The next one are white papers. I don't do a lot of white papers, but those are sort of just instructional manuals, trend reports, things like that that businesses seek. It could also be about one type of idea, like workplace safety protocols could be a white paper kind of thing. So you can market yourself as a white paper writer in a specific niche in the productivity section for businesses that hire workers. You can sort of find a niche that would work for you for white papers. White papers are also more professional. So if you have a hard time writing conversational online, then maybe start thinking about doing white papers. There's lots of resources on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Google, on how to write a white paper examples. You can get the feel of all this stuff. You can even download white papers from other businesses. I'm sure HubSpot has white papers that you can download and then see the structure. Let's just take a look. I can't. If I call it a white paper, it may not be like it'll be like, what is a white paper and stuff. So for example, here on People Element, they have the 2024 Employee Engagement Report. So that's considered a white paper. The Ultimate Guide to Stay Interviews, another type of white paper. The HR Leader's Ultimate Guide to Exit Interviews, RO Guide for Employee Listings. So like the HR Leader's Ultimate Guide to Exit Interviews, we can go here and you just have to put your email and then you can get the report. All right. And here it is. All right. So you can look at how it's stylized. Now you don't have to be responsible for the graphics of this and the stylized element. You're only responsible for the copy. So be aware of that. If you want to pitch your graphic design service along with your white paper writing, then you can make a killing, right? You can produce these really nice portfolio items and make lots of money. This is pretty much it. Like you can see here, exit interviews allow companies to gather feedback on the reasons why employees leave. Human resource teams can then use this information to decrease unwanted employee attrition in the future. On average, it can take just over 6 weeks to fill a position. In some industries, it can take months. With all the hard work that goes into the recruitment process, it can be discouraging and disheartening to see team members go. All right, so you can see how they open up the topic here and then the what is, the differences here, comparison, why are they important. A lot of these white papers are also like opt-in forms for their landing pages, to grow their email list, but you can still come at these businesses. So like if you go to this business and say, I like all the resources that you're providing to your audience, I'm thinking about whatever, X topic. As a white paper, I can write that for you. Pitch out a certain topic in a white paper and then see if a business will take it, because most likely they want to grow their email list. They want to grow their revenue. They want to grow their leads and all this stuff. And a white paper can do that. The next is web pages. This is specific to copywriters. Copywriters get paid thousands of dollars to create web pages for solopreneurs, for startups, for businesses. All right. So think about that. This is a service that I'm not that interested in. There's a lot of copywriters out there that love to do web page copy. So you can definitely, like I said, go to Google, go to LinkedIn. You can see the people that do web page copy and design. Infographics can be something fun. I knew a freelance writer that did infographics, and she charged something between $300 to $800 per infographic. So, and it's only less than 500 words most likely for an infographic. So that's something to consider. And if you design it, you can even charge up to $1,000 for an infographic. Video scripts are becoming huge. Video scripts for videos is one content type, and then podcast scripts is another content type. So these two mediums, videos and podcasting, you can get in there as a freelance writer to be the script writer for that service and get paid thousands of dollars for that. Okay. You might have to do 2 or 3 scripts to get that much money, but over time, if you can create a highly conversational script for these business owners, you can increase your value. So have something ready to show your value so that you can set your rates at 45 cents a word kind of thing for these scripts. Landing page copy can be huge. It is a income generator for business owners. So don't be hesitant to charge over $1,000 to write 500 words on a landing page, because this is the way businesses grow their income. For example, the AI detector tool at Content at Scale is a landing page. All of this was copywritten. This stuff here, all of this, all of that, all of this, like all of it was copywritten. And so you can be the writer for landing pages like this that make a lot of money, because people who use this are helping Content at Scale grow their brand. And maybe the people who use this tool then will sign up to Content at Scale. Newsletters are huge. I started writing newsletters or email campaigns at $150 per email. And then I worked my way up to $300 per email. So within one email sequence, you can make over $1,000. So this is a form of copywriting. I love emails because it is short form. You know, for a while, I was only doing short form content. I was only doing landing pages and email funnels and email newsletters and things like that. That's all I was doing because I was burnt out writing long form content. But because of that break, now I have lots of energy to write long form content. So it's up to you, but it's a nice additional skill to have. I think I needed that break, so I had that skill, and I still have it, and I can still offer it if I wanted to. So with newsletters, the other content type is email campaigns. So while writing weekly newsletters, which I did for one blogger who provided educational resources to teachers, I wrote the weekly newsletter, but every now and then she had a sale going on with one of her educational resources and products that she had. So then I would write the email campaign for it. All right. So that's something that you can also offer. Email funnels. They make lots of money for the client, so you can charge lots of money for it. And then the last 2 content pieces are social media content and case studies. White papers and case studies go hand in hand. A case study is middle of the funnel content, if you recall. Middle of the funnel content is higher paying than top of the funnel content. So if you provide a case study writing service, then you need to do interviews probably. You need to form a story around the owner before using the product, and then after using the product, and then the results of using that product. So you need to structure your case studies this way so that you can start making lots of money. And then social media content can be lucrative. Like I said, you may not make $1,000 per tweet that you send out or per Instagram post that you send out. But if you're responsible for, let's say, making like Instagram reels, making TikTok videos, things like that incorporates text and video, you can start making a lot of money. Definitely. All right. So those are the 18 content types writers can start doing to make at least $1,000. Hopefully you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments below which content type that you want to do or that you are doing right now. I'd love to hear the type of content that you guys are doing. And if you need help with a specific type of content like blog writing, make sure to look at my $1,000 blog post tutorial to help you write your blog post. And make sure to like this video, and I'll see you in that video. Thank you. All right, see you.